98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.
I ain't got no hurricane safety tips now. Well, Skellek got, and together we can weather the storm. So, check this. Prepare for power outages. Charge devices before a storm strikes. Develop a plan in the event that electricity goes. Learn where and how to shut off your home's electricity. Ensure that there are no trees in the lines near you. If you are experiencing low voltage, turn off the main switch in your home. Do not touch wet appliances. Be sure to stay tuned to Skellek's Facebook page and website for updates about the outages and restoration. For emergencies, our contact numbers are 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. I repeat, 465-2013, 661-2013, and 600. Remember, with Skellek's hurricane safety tips, together we can weather the storm.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at, with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
Come, build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And a pleasant good day to you and yours. Welcome to another presentation of Island Tea. And as Cortensia stated today, she won't be in today. You'll see her again on Monday, the Almighty Creator willing, sparing our lives to do such. Again, a pleasant good day to you and yours. Hope your day has started well, but as often is the case, while some smile, others mourn. While some laugh, others are enjoying some point of sorrow. So for those of you who are going through a bit of negativity in your life, here's keeping our fingers crossed, hoping that you get over it expeditiously and that you are right back on a path of feeling good, feeling positive, and hopeful for the future. Right about now, I'm going to give you the numbers that you can call so that you can interact, and they are 466-0989, 662-0989, 762-0989, in the UK 033-344-0065, in the US of A 718-285-6984, and in Canada 305-921-4619. I am not sure if all or any of these numbers are working. Well, I'm sure that some should be, but if you try one and it doesn't work, feel free to try another, and hopefully you'll lock onto a number that gets you through so that you can air your views and be a part of whatever it is we discuss or you bring to the table today. Now, first off, I'm going to play a clip that deals with our history as a black people.
When Sonny Ali Burr came to power, Songhai was a small kingdom in the western Sudan. With a ferocious force, the warrior king won battle after battle, routing marauding nomads, seizing trade routes, and ever expanding his domain. He captured Timbuktu, bringing into the Songhai Empire a major center of commerce, culture, and Muslim scholarship. His greatness is still legendary among the Songhai people today.
And there you had it, a synopsis history of our foreparents before we were stolen from Africa and brought into this place. They often like to begin history, our history, only during or after the period of our enslavement. Let me again play another clip that reminds us that as a black people, there's so much that we can be proud of. Because when we look around the world and we see especially what has happened and what is happening, yes, we can feel proud.
I would say I am really, really proud of my ancestors. I've traveled the world as a black man, and I have never seen a black country where the people who live in it are foreigners that were brought there by blacks as slaves. Not one single country. Yet the black race has more countries on earth than any other country. 54 are on the continent. 13 black countries in the Caribbean. So 68 black countries. There's not a single black country where slaves were bought from outside by black people. I've traveled the world. Not a single country in the world colonized by a black country. There's nowhere you go on Mother Earth where the language they are speaking was imposed on them by force by a black country. I've traveled the world and I've never seen a religion that is imposed upon anybody anywhere in this world by a black country. The 68 black countries in the world, the largest continent by number of countries, not a single one of them has a nuclear weapon of mass destruction. Black countries across the world, none of them is responsible for what we call the military complex, where we are manufacturing dirty bombs and sending things into the water to pollute people. I've traveled the world and I'm yet to see one product that was forced to be sold in another country by a black country. So it means the black race is the only race on earth that represents what the United Nations have been looking for the last 100 years, peace. Yes? We fought internal wars just like anybody, and that is all we did. Therefore, in my travels, there was no place I went on earth where the people there pointed fingers at me and say, your people did this to me. Never. The black person is the only one who travels this earth and no one who point a finger. That's what my ancestors left behind.
That's what our ancestors left behind. The time, 17 minutes moving away from the 8 o'clock hour, and I'm going to top it off with this clip now that is a bit of inspiration for all peoples across the face of the earth, whether you be black, yellow, red, brown. This is for you.
The only bird that dares to peck an eagle is the crow. It lands on the eagle's back and starts biting its neck again and again. But the eagle doesn't fight. It doesn't respond. Instead, it simply opens its wings and soars higher and higher. Eventually, the crow struggles for oxygen and falls away. The eagle wins by rising, not by fighting. So when people try to bring you down, don't stoop to their level. Just rise above. Let your success be your response.
Good words of advice. When people try to bring you down, don't stoop to their level. Never stoop lower. Always aspire to move higher. And in moving higher, you will move ever and always above your problems, and thus above those who want to keep you on their level. The time, 18 minutes moving away from the 8 o'clock hour. I saw my phone lines blinking just a while ago, but it has ceased. I think I'll take a bit of a commercial break, and I'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us. TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind. You're always safe with us.
Buster! We run things are on we. Buster! Buster! Living color, do it differently. Buster! Buster! Large and in charge, like for the party. Buster! Buster! We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
7 flavors, best taste. Buster! Bolder, better, better. Pick your color.
We set the pace, then everybody follow it.
Buster! Live in full color.
Buster!
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials.
Running August 21st to September 3rd.
Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Essential Everyday Mayonnaise, just $17.99. Essential Everyday Trash Bags, $11.89. Mueller's Pasta, $5.99. Sunny Delight Smooth and Tangy, $7.99. Orville Redenbacher Microwave Popcorn, just $9.99. Essential Everyday Vinegar, $14.99. And now, our very low weekly
Value deals! IGA and Essential Everyday Cereals, $9.99. Essential Everyday Oats, Quick and Old Fashioned, $10.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, $5.69. Pillsbury Cake Mix, $6.99. Swab deodorant, $8.99. The Colgate Toothpaste, $7.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart, tell them in Spanish.
Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 464 866-6500.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And welcome back. The time, 22 minutes moving away from the 8 o'clock hour. And again, I saw my phone lines blinking, but that was during the commercial break. So you should feel free to call in. Okay, I see my phone lines lighting up now. Hello, and a good day to you.
Quinn, good morning.
Good day.
And yes, and greetings once more in Jesus Christ's name, the only Savior of sinners from the sins and from hell, and the second person of the eternal Trinity. Now, first of all, I'd like to say, Quinn, as usual, we need to become a republic and get out the British Commonwealth as quickly as possible. The quicker, the better. Another thing, concerning one of the clips you played, I disagreed somewhat with it, saying that black people didn't do this and black people didn't do that. One of the points that I disagree on is this. Black people, well, Africans, especially North Africans, really North Africans, used to go up in Europe and conquer lands in Europe. And they used to take slaves from Europe to bring back to North Africa. So that is a part of history. When it comes to this slave thing, nobody's hands are clean. Nobody's hands is clean when it comes to this slave thing. All of us hands are dirty when it comes to the slave thing, and including chattel slavery. Child slavery didn't just begin with the Atlantic slave trade. It's been going on since the dawn of human being, where people selling people as their properties and that sort of stuff. So that's the terrible, terrible history of slavery since the dawn of man. All of us are guilty of it. Well, our forefathers, that is. No, and another issue. Well, not only that.
Let me ask you a question. Presently, when you go around the world today, are there any races of people who can point their finger at us and say that presently we are enslaving them, that can even say that when they look back in their history, they see themselves presently in a position that stems from our enslavement of them?
Well, I don't think so.
Well, that is what he was saying. That is what he was saying. As a human species,
the clip was saying that our forefathers never did this and never did that, which I'm saying is not quite true.
What he
but
was,
even during this
listen what he said. He said, "I have traveled the world," and he's speaking about the things that he's experiencing presently. That stems from, for instance, you say, our foreparents went and conquered. We went and conquered Italy. We did. But when you look at the Italians and what happened during our conquest, and you look at what happened to any other race that has been conquered by the Caucasian race, you see the difference. We went to Europe and we taught them things to better themselves. Yes, we conquered them. But having conquered them, we did not treat them as subhuman, continuously interact with them as and kept them as subhuman, enslave them to the point where they were never able to advance themselves to a level that was equal to us. Our foreparents never looked down on them, and history documents where our foreparents said that they were subhuman, gave them all kind of names and connotations that made them less than human. You don't see that, and that is what he's saying.
When he said our foreparents never did this, he also said that, and I'm saying that is not true. And if I understand you correctly, are you saying some forms of slavery is okay?
I am saying that during during the advancement of humanity, we have done a lot of despicable things, every race, but when you look back through history, you don't see the black race doing the kind of things where we subject a people to a subhuman standard and make it their way of life henceforth going onwards. We never did that. That is what he's saying.
But as far as I know from all history of slavery, you did have elements in
And,
all of them.
and it is quite strange that whenever I play certain clips that deal with the oppression of our people, you usually interact only to say, well, we did this and we did that, we as a people. Wait, I don't have a problem with that. But you're not quick to condemn what they do. And you're always finding some kind of reason to say, well, okay. For instance, you say, when we say we have been enslaved for over 400 years, you say, well, you know, black people sold black people into slavery. Yes, right. that is a truth. But why do you just interject that as if though, well, the majority, was it the majority of
all of them?
Was it all of them? Was it a majority? And again, when someone says black people sold their people into slavery, that isn't giving the true story, you know. It's like, for instance, today, where for instance Trump put a $50 million bounty on Madura's head because he says he's a drug trafficker. There's no real proof to that. But why is there drug trafficking? Because the same United States of America who feels it convenient to put a $50 million bounty on someone's head because they say they're producing, running drugs, if they were to cut out their demand for it, if they would stop having the demand for it, there would be no need to supply it. It is because Europe created a venue for the moving of slaves and that kind of stuff, and they kept after colonization, they kept Africa in a subservient, degrading state. I am not saying it is right, but people, because there was a supply and demand, a lot of our foreparents back then did not know it would wind up in the kind of slavery it wound up, because they knew that if you follow African history, even in the Bible, you're aware of this because you are into the Bible. When you were enslaved, you became a part of the family, and you over time could even marry into the family. You could own lands. You could aspire upwards, but not the kind of slavery that we wound up in. So when you say, oh, well, you know, we sold our people into slavery, you're part right, but you're part wrong, because they did not envision the kind of slavery that evolved in the West and was...
Go ahead, sorry, Quinn.
Go ahead, make your point.
No, in Africa, when blacks enslaved blacks, they also treated the black slaves horribly and even killed them, abused them. Slavery have a dirty history through all nations, language, and tongue.
That is true.
And not all that. The real truth really is.
Go ahead.
Sorry, the real truth really is. The black Africans, well, you had real exceptions of the Portuguese accompanying black bands going to kidnap. You had those real exceptions. Only Europeans, to the best of my knowledge, and real exceptions that during the transatlantic slave trade time did participate in the kidnapping. But normally, the norm was you had black tribes that saw the stuff, raiding other countries even before the transatlantic slave trade, and they continued the same tradition onwards during the transatlantic. So we had to raid other tribes and that sort of stuff, kidnap them, make them to be the slave. And during the transatlantic time, they took some of the slaves that they kidnapped and sold those slaves of theirs to the Europeans.
That is true.
So what was
hear this. Part of what you said is a lie, because history documents that all Europe, the French, the Danes, the British, well, mainly the British, because the British, mainly between the British and the French, mainly conquered and colonialized Africa, but they moved more and further inland after during their gradual colonization of Africa, and moving further inland, they were able to capture and transport more slaves. That is a historical fact. Huh?
I challenge you to present that evidence.
But it is.
I challenge you to present evidence, because I know, when, with the exception of the Portuguese at real time, with the exception of the Portuguese at real times, the others, the Europeans went into Africa to colonize Africa after the transatlantic slave trade came to an end. The reason why they didn't go is because of malaria. But by the time the transatlantic slave trade had ended and they developed treatments for malaria, that is when they went into Africa to colonize Africa.
Greg, even after and for us to, even when you speak of the period where it is said that the transatlantic slavery ended, it did not end. It ended on their books, but it still was going on. Even when they said it was illegal, to get slave and transport slave, it was still going on. As a matter of fact, during that period, if you could get slave and transport slave, the markup was much higher.
Well, I'm saying when it officially ended, because even today you still got slavery going on.
Well, don't tell me, don't use phrases and tell me about when officially this and officially that.
I'm saying before the British started to go into colonizing and that sort of stuff, they were not playing any part in the transatlantic slave trade.
Because even after emancipation, or so-called emancipation, what was emancipation? Did emancipation really bring an end to slavery? When you say on the books that slavery is ended, but you subject the people to an even worse kind of slavery?
Well, that's why slavery is going on today, even in some parts of the world, including some parts of Africa. Even today, it's still going on.
Okay, let's entertain the other caller. Hello.
Yes. Good morning, guys. I mean, I understand what the commentator was saying. I mean, I don't even see why the need for the argument, because even though slavery is supposedly done, we still under another form of slavery. I mean, life is more harder for a black person than a Caucasian or even a Hispanic. We have it the worst, if you really want to be honest.
And what?
I mean, I personally never experienced racism, but we know it is there.
Yes.
And the system is set up. The system itself is set up against us.
What Greg does is Greg nitpicks. He finds every little flaw where he can come and undermine his own race, his own color.
I mean,
right? Because
I like the.
Go ahead.
I like the last clip that you play about the eagle and the crow.
Yes.
And it brings me to our interview with Coco, the tennis player, thing when she win this match against, I think the lady from Russia. I don't know where she's from.
Yes.
But the lady actually insult her because she lost. She tell Coco she's uneducated and she don't have any class. Well, Coco could have stooped to her level, but Coco rise above it. Coco tell her you could stay. She tell the interviewer, I did not stoop to her level because I know. She know that what she's saying is not true. She knows she's educated and she knows she have class.
Well,
she tell her what to do. I let my racket speak for me.
It wasn't Coco Graf who that happened to. I can't remember the name of the individual, but it wasn't Coco Graf though. But you're right in every aspect.
I thought it was Coco, but
no.
I was watching it. She let her racket speak for her.
Yeah, because Coco is a young, slim, and this person who beat that Caucasian was very thick. A very thick individual, and can't remember her name, but you're right.
But the thing is that She rise above. Look at it. She won the match, but because she won and because of her color, she was made to feel like she's not worthy of winning.
Yes, and up to now, the Caucasian, as far as I know, has not apologized. I've heard a lot of statements coming out, but I've not heard them demand that she apologize, even though we know that even if she apologized, it doesn't really mean anything. But yes, she told her to her face that you were uneducated and lacked class simply because she lost.
Exactly. What? Because of her color, she's not worthy of winning. She cannot beat you because. So you see, we are still being oppressed in so many different ways. But I love, like I said, I love it. That last clip, you rise above it.
Yes. Well, I always have a reason for the way I play my clips, and that is why I ended it with that one, because I want always, no matter what life throws at us, that we are aware of the fact that we need to rise above what the negativity that comes our way.
Right, and that's what the commentator, when he's saying he goes travel the world and he never heard that a black country did this or a black country, which is the truth. We ain't make no nuclear weapon to destroy nobody.
That is what he's saying. He's speaking.
We didn't come up with no vaccine to eliminate half of anybody. I mean, come on.
That is what he's saying. He's saying from the time of our foreparents, no matter what they went through, no matter what wars or whatever was inflicted from then to now, we are in a position where you don't find people pointing their finger at us and saying, we are in this position today because of what you did to us. That is what he's saying.
Right, I get that point. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, understand? That is what he's saying. But as usual, Greg, I don't know. He just has a hatred of self. Let's take this bit of a commercial break and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
St. Kitts and neighbors, it's time to celebrate! We're raising our glasses and saying cheers to 20 years as your trusted telecommunications provider. And because we love our amazing customers, we're giving you the chance to win. Every week, we've got exciting prizes just for you. And that's not all. Step into a cash vault for a shot at $2,000 in cash. To qualify, switch to Digicel, activate a 3-day plan or higher, pay your bill in full, sign up for postpaid or a new Digicel Plus internet package. Stay connected, keep enjoying the best service, and get ready to win. 20 years strong, and we're just getting started. Visit a Digicel retail store today.
From the time that you taste it, man, you know that it's greatness. Some ice in your cup, tell your friends link up. You know that we liming. Signal the bartender. No, we don't need chaser. But if you want, it could mix with anything. We drinking Stones ginger wine, the original ginger wine. We drinking a legacy. Stones ginger wine. Greatness is forever.
Back to school is here at Harper's. Yes, Harper's, it's where it's at with the widest selection of school and art supplies for all schoolgoers, from the tiniest preschooler to the big cool college students. Plus, everyone can enjoy a 10% discount and a chance to spin the wheel and enter our grand draw in September. And the bonus is, our friendly team is looking forward to welcoming you again and again and again. For more information, call us at 466-6500.
Yeah, we got that.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And welcome back. The time is approximately 8:41. You see, what people need to understand is this. When we hear in the history books and we hear the colonization of Africa, we must understand that the colonization of Africa didn't just happen one time. It was a gradual thing. The colonization of Africa started during the Atlantic slave trade, because during that period they began to move further and further into Africa by sending especially people in the name of Christianity and missionaries and so on and so forth. And after those individuals moved further in pushing this Christianity things to the various tribes who are, yes, having internal strife because of tribal wars and this tribe against that tribe, they used it to their benefit. And as the missionaries sent back word and they found out, well, this tribe is friendly to us and so on and so forth, these Europeans moved further and further inland. So that after they say, and I always must say they say, that the transatlantic slave trade ended, they were already into Africa to a certain extent. Yes, they moved deeper into Africa and eventually colonized virtually all of Africa with the exception of Ethiopia. But you see, we must be able to know our history and to bring it forward in a way that doesn't water it down. The history that we have been given for the most part from the Europeans has been a watered down, propagandized history. Well, caller, do feel free to call back. Yeah, it has been, for instance, we've heard about the history of the United States of America, and until a particular historian who was a teacher before, a Caucasian, produced a book entitled something. I have that book. I will have to look and see what the title is. Until he produced that book, for which he got a lot of enemies, and they even ostracized him, those in the Caucasian community, for telling the truth about American history and what they did to the Africans, the American Indians, their indentured slaves, and so on and so forth. You know. Hello? Hello, caller?
Yes, Quint?
Yes.
Me again. Now, Europeans has been in Africa for over 2,000 years now, but we're talking about East Africa and North Africa. The slaves that came through
that's where you're speaking about East Africa and North Africa. When I speak about Africa on a whole.
Okay, but I'm saying the slaves that came through the transatlantic slavery was from West Africa. Okay? White people did not went into West, with the exception, like I said, of the Portuguese at rare time. The Europeans did not went into West Africa to acquire slaves, to kidnap slaves. They bought them from the African tribes and Muslims too, Muslims as well, Muslim Arab as well. They bought them from both of them to bring down to the West, where the transatlantic slave trade is concerned. It's only after the transatlantic slave trade came to an end in the 1800s, okay? After that Europeans started to go into West Africa. Of course, other parts of Africa they were already in. Egypt, North Africa, Ethiopia, and so on, yes. But West Africa was a different story. And by the way, Christianity was before all of that in Africa. So
that is what I just said.
That's another thing.
That is what I just said.
Another thing, like I said before, my main identity, my first identity is not being black or whatever else. My first identity is being a Christian.
And what is your second identity?
My second identity?
Yes.
And my second identity is that I'm a black man.
Okay.
That's my second identity.
Well, it's good to.
But my first identity is being a Christian.
It's good to hear you say that, because I've not heard you say that before. I've heard you hedging, but it's good to hear you admit that.
Yeah, and let me also say this as well, because I've said it before on your program with you. No matter the person, no matter the skin color of a person. Well, first of all, before I say that, let me say this. I do not believe in race, in the concept of races. We only have, well, two races in humanity. We only have two races. That is the race of Jesus Christ and the race of Satan. If you are not a Christian, you is of the race of Satan. If you is a Christian, you is of the race of Jesus Christ. I recognize.
I would like to be like you and feel the very same way that you feel, but that isn't the way it is in reality. The way it is in reality is that the race that see themselves as dominant across the face of the earth today, and they got that dominance because of their military wealth. From the time the gunpowder was invented and they invented the gun, that is where they got their superiority, and they who saw themselves and see themselves as superior have classed different people as different races.
Well, we know from both Bible and science, people who base the concept of race upon biological factors, both the Bible and science condemn them as wrong. Biologically, there's only one race. Spiritually, there are two races. The saved in Jesus Christ and the unsaved who are children of Satan, spiritually. But biologically, both science and the Bible tells you there's only one race. And that's the human race. The human race.
When you or anyone hear me make this statement, and I'm going to reiterate it, some time ago, recently, we had a discussion, and I think it was with Africa, and a statement was made, and I said, we as a black people have never felt that we were and push that we are segregated from the white race to being superior to them. There are some who have that, but as a majority, no. Why? Because they come from us. You've heard me say that on numerous occasions. That is a fact. So it is like I get children and then I'm going to hate my children. The sad thing is that the children that we got turn around hating us, feeling that they're superior to us and oppressing us. That is why people like, what was his name? This Muslim, Farrakhan. This is why people like Farrakhan made the statement and say, you must respect, the Bible says, honor your father and your mother that your days may be long. That is what he was saying. And he made it even more clear. If you listen to speeches from Farrakhan, he says, you came from us, you are our children.
I've heard a number of speeches from Farrakhan, and I've heard a number of clips from Farrakhan as well. Not just Farrakhan, but also from Khalid Muhammad, Malcolm X, and those other guys. I've heard speeches from them, clips from them, and so on and so on. I'm not ignorant of what they say. Yes, and I've heard you say, I think I have heard Farrakhan said what you just, I think. I could be wrong. Maybe my mind is playing tricks on me. Your mind isn't
playing tricks on you. He has said that.
But I know from what I've heard, Farrakhan, I'm not surprised you saying that he said such and such. Not surprised. But what I am saying, Quint, is that all of us, and I believe the Bible is 100% right, come from Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve represented all of us. No so-called white man or so-called black man or so-called Indian Chinese is more a child of Adam and Eve than anyone else. We are all equally children of Adam and Eve.
And I would agree with you. Yes. Even though we don't adhere steadfastly to the same doctrine, I will agree with you to some extent.
So to say that white people come from black people and that sort of stuff, biblically, it does not go mesh. That is not correct.
But it is correct.
Because Adam and Eve is equally in all of us. Equally in all of us. What I also want to say, Quint, and I've said it in the program, no matter the color of a person's skin, if the person is obedient to the Bible in Jesus Christ, that person is more of my people and is more my brother and sister than someone, no matter the skin color, who is not obedient to the word of God, who is not in Jesus Christ. That's number. That is for that subject. I'm telling you where I stand on those issues, and I believe my stance is biblical, and I believe the Bible is the truth of Jesus Christ, and it cannot be wrong. As originally written and edited by the prophets and apostles of God. I believe that. But another issue, Quint, another issue, and I'm going to make this quick because people sure want to call in. What do you think of the issue of Mark Brantley presenting so-called evidence of that the lady made, that the doctor lady made profits on the sale of land by bringing forward some kind of a will that she was the executor of?
Well, for me, that is neither here or there. As I've said to Mr. Warner, it is either one is telling the truth and the other is telling a lie. But I'll put that there on the side because that putting forward that is more as a, what do they call it? Is more to sidetrack the main issue. The issue is not whether the issue is not whether land is sold or people have land to sell or people have the right to sell. People have the right to do what they want with their land, right? So that point that Mark is making, as far as I'm concerned, is moot. The question is here, and this is where the media falls short, because the media ever sits in the presence of Mark Brantley and don't ask him the hard question. Here's a question that they should have asked him. Mark Brantley, so you're saying that you don't see any issue whatsoever with the fact that one realtor that has a link with your family sits to benefit from something that stems out of a bill that was passed in Parliament. That is the main question. You don't see any problem with that, Mark Brantley? That one family is set to get millions of dollars, not 2, not 10, 1. In a small place like Nevis, one family is geared to come out of a bill that has been passed. Well, who controls the bills that are passed? How is it that this person find themselves in a position to know that they can put themselves to profit from this? How is it? What is the link between this individual being able to entice people to sell lands and this bill?
Right.
When was how this bill evolved? Did it evolve before the knowing of these lands in these proximity to be sold, or prior? I mean, these are questions. This is the riveting question. So you don't see any conflict here? So don't come and tell me that someone who has land in that area, they sold their land. It is their right to sell their land. If the person lies about selling their land, that is another issue. But they have a right to sell their land. Why? Yeah, why? That's it. Why are you coming and telling us this? This is of no significance. Then
because it is to divert you.
Yes, it is a diversion, and it works every time.
Yes. And quick, lastly, I would like to say, don't forget if you could, at already 10 seconds, but don't forget if you could. You start with his enable, maybe one of the days when you're doing your voices program, try to see if you could get Reggie Francis on as well.
It seems as if though...
this is another land issue that has a lot of ramification as well.
Greg, it seems as if though you want me... You know how much work I have to do, Greg?
Yes.
So you don't feel that as a human being that I should get a bit of a respite sometimes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because contrary to what people may believe, people may hear us in our heated debate and think that we're enemies. We're not, We're not. Look for instance how the conversation moved from heated and going at one another to a more mild and palatable conversation. This is the way human beings are supposed to react. So, Greg, I need a little bit of respite. And I think I'm wise enough to know that sometimes I need to not take on too much because I'm only a human being. There's a whole media out there that has its job to do, and it needs to do its job.
Okay, true that.
Okay.
Well, maybe then somebody probably maybe somebody from WinFM could see if they could get him to be on one of your talk shows.
Probably, or any other media.
Working behind the scene.
So what you should do, Greg, what you should continue to do is when you interact with different people on different mediums, put forward the very same thing that you put to me.
Quint is really only WinFM. He does really tune into, I know. Me not really know what go on and these other programs. For example, this issue that I've been up with Mark is because I read it on your station website, you know.
Okay.
He's saying that I listen to him.
Well,
because I read it on your website. Really, it's only with me to really listen to.
Well, I can't say anything against that because I choose to listen to certain programs and not to listen to certain programs too. So
because at other time I'm doing research and I'm involved in this and involved in that. Even though that does be in my house, a lot of people think me in my house now do nothing.
Yes, yeah.
But they won't know the research and all that stuff like that. Take care, Queen. God bless
you. Same to you. Yeah, so let me take this bit of a commercial break. I saw my lines lighting up a bit there, but we can do that after this bit of a break.
Found the sound 98.9 FM.
Carry Festa is connections, community, and unity. It is understanding each other without saying a word. Separated by water, united in purpose. One voice, one story, one song. Carry Festa is we thing. Come for Carry Festa 15 in Barbados. Book your stay now at visitbarbados.org/Carry Festa.
Maybe it's the way the brilliant gold liquid reflects our sunshine, or how the bright blue of its label mirrors the clear Caribbean skies overhead. Maybe it's the fresh, crisp taste of this beastly cold beer on a scorching hot day. Maybe it's even the way it brings us all together. But one thing is for sure, Carib is very much a part of who we are wherever we're from in the Caribbean. Carib. It's the way we play. Drink responsibly.
Got itchy palms? That's a sign. Money could be coming your way with Scratch and Win from Caribbean Lottery. It's the easiest way to win instantly. No waiting, no fuss. With tickets starting from just $2 up to $20. Win over $35 million in prizes. The higher the price, the bigger the prize. So scratch today for your chance to win up to $200,000. Available at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 years and older to play.
Carry Festa is the whole region looking good, and the whole road is rerun with. It's in the way we walk, it's the way we talk, it's the way we move. We ready for the world, and when we step out and pose just so, it's pure style and fashion. Look away! Come for Carry Festa 15 in Barbados. Book your stay now at visitbarbados.org/Carry Festa.
Welcome to Island Tea with your faves. Keep it locked in with us for your daily dose of hot tea, only on Win Media 98.9.
And welcome back to Island Tea. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning, Quinn.